All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you to the 2024-2025 Winter Middle School Awards Ceremony. This afternoon, we will be recognizing our winter athletic programs for their effort, dedication, and work this past winter season. I would like to take a moment to thank our coaches, student athletes, parents, faculty and staff, and administrators for their continued support of our athletic department this winter season. I would also like to thank our Booster Club and our athletic department for all their hard work they do behind the scenes. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes that takes a lot of time to prepare or set up. This afternoon, you will hear from our coaches a brief summary of their season. Please welcome to the podium head track coach Ed Dickinson.
Good afternoon. We had a small but very dedicated group of middle school athletes on our indoor track team. Several of them continued their distance running program after the cross-country season, and several others joined as new members of our team. I would like to thank the CAC staff for all of their help during the season. I would particularly like to thank Tracy Schaefer for all of her help keeping everyone organized through all of the various practice days, game days, and picture days. Thanks as well to Mrs. Williams at the front desk and Coach Eubank and Coach Pollock for their help behind the scenes and for all of their help running the conference championships at Roanoke College. I would like to thank my assistant coaches, and I recognize them this morning. I would also like to thank all of the parents for their help with transportation and for their wonderful support during our track meets. On our team, we had Leighton, Kara, Julia, and Arthur, who are focused on the 55, 300, and 500 distances. Then we had Jackson, our shot putter, who improved tremendously during the season. And then finally, we had Lillian, Ethan, Gabe, and Evan, who focused on the distance events. I would like to recognize our distance runners because this was a challenging winter to run outside. We had multiple days where we were running where the temperature was in the mid-teens, other days where the rain was hammering down, but the distance group never hesitated to jump into their workout for the day and really make the most of each training session. The teams showed so much improvement during the season, setting many new personal records. Julia had multiple top 10 finishes in the 55 and 300. Jackson finished in second place in the shot put at the Heritage Meet. Also at the Heritage Meet, Evan and Arthur brought in strong fourth place finishes, and Lillian finished first in both the 1,000 and 1,600 meters, lapping every other runner in her field. Ethan and Gabe also had excellent top 5 results in the distance events, setting new personal bests. Leighton and Kara gained so much confidence in their running during the season and really ran well in their final meets. At the end of the season, Evan was part of our varsity relay team at the conference championships, and Lillian played a very important role in our varsity team, finishing second in the 1,000 meters, third in the 1,600 meters, and third in the 3,200 meters at our conference championships, helping our girls' team to win its first ever conference championships. Lillian also made the qualifying standards for the state championships, where she finished 8th in the 1,000 meters and 9th in the 1,600 meters. Just a fantastic showing for an 8th grader. In their quiet, focused way, our middle school athletes did such an amazing job training elbow to elbow with our varsity team, and in many cases, pushing our varsity athletes to move to the next level. They showed up on Saturday mornings for practices, showed courage in trying new events, and brought a positive attitude to every training session. I'm proud of each one of you and greatly appreciate the dedication you brought to our program. So, middle school indoor track athletes, please come up.
I love it when we already have one season under our belt and you know exactly what to do. All right, starting with the girls, youngest to oldest, we're going to go Leighton Mahach. Yeah, y'all can save your applause for the end. Kara Milet, Julia Montague, Lillian Phillips, For our boys team, Jackson Downey. Gabe Dickinson. Ethan Torty. Evan Duncan. And Arthur Luger. All right, there you go. All right, next up to talk about middle school swimming is head coach Jennifer Camp and assisted by Casey Barrett.
All right, I wanted to start by thanking Jeremy, Coach Pollock, and Tracy for supporting me and the middle school swim team this season. Also, I wanted to thank our amazing assistant swim coach, Coach Casey Barrett, for helping me at daily practices and at the swim meets. I was so grateful to have your expertise as both a coach and a teacher on deck with me every day. Congratulations, middle school swimmers, on another great winter swim season. I'm really proud of this small but mighty team of 10 swimmers. It was an experienced, dedicated, and hardworking group of 6 girls and 4 boys. Most of them had competed on summer league teams or the Marlins team, so they already knew the basics of stroke technique. My job was to help them fine-tune their strokes and build the confidence and endurance they needed to compete in the swim meets. They competed in a record number of meets this year, often swimming against much bigger and older varsity opponents. In addition to the 4 North Cross home swim meets, they traveled to Hargrave, the Franklin County YMCA, the Kirk YMCA, and the Seton School JV Invitational Meet in Manassas, Virginia. The bus rides and team dinners were always a highlight of the travel meets. It was during these meets that I really got to know the swimmers on my team. We also had the opportunity to host our first middle school invitational meet at North Cross in February. The swimmers embraced this meet and truly made it their own. They chose the theme of Candyland and helped decorate the pool before the meet. Some swimmers shared with me that hosting this meet was a highlight to their swim season, and I'm looking forward to growing this meet in the years to come. This group was quick to get changed in the locker room and enthusiastic about getting in the pool most days. Even on the cold days when there was snow and ice still on the ground, they raced over to the pool to be the first ones in the water. They always welcomed new challenges at swim practice and still found time at the end of practice to play some games. They cheered for their teammates and even members of other teams at meets, demonstrating true sportsmanship. I'm especially going to miss the 4 8th graders on this team. James, Sutton, Caleb, and Lizzie have all been a part of the team for all 3 years of middle school. As 8th graders, they've made great contributions to the team, scoring points in our varsity meets, competing in relays, and traveling to the BRAC conference meet at Hargrave this year. Lizzie qualified for the state meet, which was a huge accomplishment to participate in this highly competitive meet. It has been a joy to watch them grow and improve their strokes during their middle school careers. I'm looking forward to watching them shine next year on the varsity team. I hope that everyone has a great spring, and I look forward to seeing you all next year. Thank you.
All right, we'll start with the ladies. Stand up. Gentlemen, you can be right behind them. All right, we'll start with Stella Fallon. Maddie Camp. Catherine Klein. Finley Patterson. Corinne Swords. And Lizzie Carter. On the boys' side, we have Sam Linkowski, James Austin, Caleb House, and Sutton Taylor. Congratulations on a great season.
Okay. Next up, we have, I'm not sure who's going first to speak. The boys middle school basketball, the white team, we're going to have Coach Jeb Arbaugh speak first.
All right. How we doing? How you doing, boys? How are y'all? How you doing, Mello? All right. Good to see y'all. The opportunity to help coach the white team came as a little bit of a surprise to me, but I agreed to accept the challenge. I'm not going to lie, the first week was tough, all right? I really didn't know all y'all's names. I was literally looking at yearbooks at home at night, my kids' yearbooks, trying to learn who you were, okay? I even asked Coach Allen to run practice so I could make some notes, observe, try to figure out what to do. Fast forward to the first game. Who remembers, what was the first game? Carlisle? Everybody remember that game? Okay, everybody was there except for Coach Eubank, didn't travel with me. So first game, didn't know what I was doing, went down to Carlisle on a bus with Gavin's dad, Gavin Gardner's dad. It was an experience. It's a night I'll never forget. They had a kid my size playing. He was their center, leading scorer in the first half. He was pretty dangerous. Didn't start too good, but halftime speech referenced Ted Lasso's "Be a Goldfish." Okay, forget about it. Just get out there, start over. And we actually settled in. Second half was better. You guys played really well in the second half. I was proud of y'all. Got on the bus, went to Bojangles. All right, made sure you guys actually ate some food, not just gummies and candy bars. All right. On the way out, I did a head count. We were one player short. Does anybody want to admit who wasn't on the bus? Want to raise a hand? Want to raise a hand? No? Okay. No? Well, you guys may not have actually traveled back, but there's one in particular that I couldn't find. Went back in, didn't see who was not missing on the bus. Went in, knocked on the door of the bathroom, and says, "Anybody in here from North Cross?" And I heard a voice say, "Yeah, Coach." You want to raise your hand? Who was it? Want to admit? Anderson, thank you. You about gave me a heart attack, literally. You about gave me. We almost left you there, Anderson, and I would have lost my job after the first game. I don't know if you knew that story or not, but yes, I did tell Coach Greer about that. But so that was fun, guys. I enjoyed the challenge of daily planning and coordination to teach my 13 sixth graders and 3 seventh graders the basics of basketball. Not only did I get the opportunity to spend every afternoon with you boys, but also was fortunate enough to spend time with the other coaches here at the school and staff as well. So I enjoyed that. Our record wasn't stellar, but that's not what's most important. You guys really improved fundamentally. You all grew more confident from the beginning of the year until the end of the season. I look forward to coaching, hopefully again next year, and helping to build the basketball funnel here at North Cross School.
Just a couple things. I really did appreciate getting to know you guys this year, and I think what I'm most proud of you guys is where you guys started to where you finished this year. It really took a lot of patience and energy with the group that we had. I think some of you guys know what that means. I think also understanding that we were a team that really needed to focus on fundamentals. And where you guys were at the start to the finish, it's just leaps and bounds by how much you guys grew throughout the season. So thank you.
All right, so now we're going to recognize the boys middle school basketball white team. If y'all can get up and kind of find your way over to that aisle, that'd be great. We're going to go alphabetical order, youngest to oldest. Alphabetical order, last name. So that means Carter Abshire. Oh, of course he's in the back, sorry. All right, so Carter Abshire. Garrett Adams. Caleb Alamu. Gavin Ball. Miles Godsey. Graham Kephart. Arian Patel, George Phillips, Grant Pickerel, Link Ramey, Turner Ratliff, Charlie Slaughter, Hans Wendt, Carmelo Ford, Gavin Gardner, and Anderson Glickfield. Congrats on a good season, everybody. All right, and next up to talk about the boys middle school basketball red team is your coach, William Greer.
Hey, everybody. One of my favorite things about North Cross is having the opportunity to eat in the dining hall with you guys. You don't know that, but like it's a small window for me into like your day-to-day lives. And I could eat at any point in the day because I think they start serving about 10 o'clock in the morning and serve until about 1:30, and I choose to eat during your hour, your 30-minute block, all right? Because I love the energy that comes out of Eaton Hall. You're transitioning from lower school into upper school, and those are precious years. You'll look back on those one day, and I think you'll realize that that's where you had the opportunity to experience and to become. If you've read The Velveteen Rabbit, you know it's about becoming. And so I eat with you guys, and sometimes I even say hello to y'all, and sometimes you even say hello back, so it's really cool. Okay, so for some of you guys, I've coached you for 2 years. I'm looking forward to coaching again next year. And we've all improved this year, including me as a coach. And that's been a real joy to watch. Your energy that I see in the dining hall or I hear about in Eaton Hall definitely continues on the basketball court. And that's really cool. We talk a lot about, as a school, about leadership. And so this year I decided that I would help you come up with a couple of leadership ideas that we focused on in practice and in games. And instead of just saying go be a leader, I wanted to talk about two concepts. And so the two that we talked about are positive leadership, being a positive leader, right? So a plus for positive, right? Choosing to be positive, not a negative leader. And then the other one is empathy. And I think the best way to think about empathy is to think about putting your shoes or putting your feet in someone else's shoes. And so, empathy. And this applies in all aspects of our lives, right? Every day I could choose to be negative. I could choose to make fun of people. I could choose to get down on myself when things aren't going well. I could choose to be negative because I don't want to get out of bed to go to work in the morning. But I choose positive. You could choose to not want to come to practice. You could choose to not want to be coachable, right? But you chose to be coachable. You chose to work hard in practice. You could also choose to not understand or pick on a teammate when their shot's not falling, or when they're turning the ball over, or when they're not being coachable. But instead, you chose to lift them up. You chose positive, and you chose to try to figure out what it was like to be in their shoes, maybe what they were dealing with at school. Maybe they had a quiz that didn't go as well as they wanted to. Maybe they were really sleepy because they stayed up too late the night before. And you chose to try to fit in their shoes and lift them up. And so, as a team, we talked a lot about being positive, right? Not just on the basketball court, but in Eaton Hall. And we talked a lot about having empathy as a leader. And so I'm really proud of you guys because you bought into that. And what I experienced, and I thought this would be the case because I was blessed with numerous eighth grade leaders that were extremely positive. And I want to shout out to the guys that provided leadership, and I think they probably provide leadership in Eaton, and next year they're going to provide leadership as ninth graders. I'm not going to call everybody. It's not because I don't love you, but I do want to draw special attention to a few guys that were kind of the team captains for the whole year. And so if you could just stand up where you are, JT, Gray, Declan, Connor, and Griffin. You were at everything we did all year long. Whether you played a ton, whether you never came out of the game, whether you didn't play as much as you wanted to, you chose to be positive, and you chose to lead with empathy. You can sit down now, guys. Thank you. The rest of you middle schoolers, you have 3 months to watch these guys show and role model, hopefully, positive leadership. And when they do something that's not positive, try to figure out what it's like to be in their shoes and lift them up. Because we're not always perfect. We make mistakes, right? No pressure, guys. It's okay to make mistakes, all right? Lift each other up by wearing their shoes. All right. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to coach your peers. And I look forward to coaching you guys that aren't on the team this year. And I look forward to saying hello to all of you in the dining hall, or to supporting you in the symphonic band, or whatever you're involved in. So thank you so much. All right, so if red team can just circle around, you know the drill.
Playing those socks.
You like my nails?
Your daughter's already in college. All right, hold on. We're almost done. All right, boys, you ready? We'll start in the sixth grade. Jordan Bean Sandridge, come on up. Brecken Conley. Briggs Ferguson. Henry Fox. Milo Joy. Mason Merricks. Dalen Richards. JT Chopsky, captain. Greg Cullen, captain. Griffin Hendrickson, captain. Caleb Howes. Declan James, captain. And Connor Phelan, captain. Congratulations on a great season, guys.
And thank you, athletics department, and a special thanks to Coach Jeb Arbaugh, who helped a lot. Thank you.
Okay, and to round out the middle school winter sports season, we have girls middle school basketball. Here to talk about the season is head coach Brianna Hurt.
Hi. So this was my first year coaching the girls. I think the first day I met them, they all swarmed up to me and they're like, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I just showed the personality they all had. It was all different. Caroline, definitely one of them. A quick recap of the season. Our record this year, very impressed. We went 13-3. So I'm going to give you all myself. Every day, 2 hours we had practice. The girls were nonstop grinding. That's what I'm saying. Okay, they were hardworking. Energy every day. It was amazing. Like, I couldn't ask for a better group of girls this year. I think my favorite part of the season, aside from basketball, would be the karaoke on the bus. It wasn't really singing, it was more of a yelling match between all of them. The crumble cookie experience there. There is one game of the season that I think really showed how our team is, and that was when we went into overtime at Lynchburg Homeschool. It was a close game the whole time. We ended up going in overtime, and we won by 1. But the progress from the beginning of the season to just that game, which was probably 4 games in, was a big improvement. Sydney stressed me out most games, but she would run through a wall if we asked her to. And that just shows every girl would, each and every girl. Our last game of the season, we had everybody score. And we made sure everybody scored the last game. And that just shows how much of a great teammate each and every one of y'all are. I will keep it short. I am very proud of you girls, and it was an honor coaching y'all this year. That's all I have.
All right, girls, you know the drill. All the way around. Okay, starting with the youngest. Here we go. Willow Brooks. Charlotte Coobs. Caroline Ferguson. Haley Morales. Stella Phelan. Virginia Bass. Ava Curry. Millie Kyer. Devin Perkins. Aubrey Smith. Sydney Yardley. Catherine Ellett, captain. And Nina Nichols, captain. Does she? All right, before I turn the program back over to Coach Eubank, I just want to say I got out to a lot of y'all's games and meets, and it was awesome. The only thing I've not done yet, and I really need to figure out how to get to one, is an indoor track meet. Because I see y'all train all the time. Everybody's working so hard in and out of the classroom. So keep it going. Good luck this spring. Here's Coach Eubank.
A couple things before I dismiss you guys. Number one, it's been a real pleasure to watch you guys this winter season. I look forward to watching you guys this spring and the spring teams that you guys are part of.